Hi, Royce Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us. How does it feel to be here at the premiere of season 4 of The Witcher?
Season 4, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. It feels like about 6 years since we filmed it. I think I've lost track of time. So to be here, we all had a drink around the corner about half an hour ago. So really nice to reconnect with everybody. Really nice to see it as a fan, because I read the script so many times. It's a different thing to seeing it realized with all the special effects, all the post-production, all the editing, all the hard work that people do. So I'm really excited to see it,
And obviously, it's got such an incredible fan base. People are really chomping at the bit to see what happens in season 4. What can you tease for us? What can they expect? What might surprise them?
I don't want to give too much away. What I would say is you can expect world building on top of the amazing world building we've seen for the past 3 seasons. Incredible character development. And I think this season especially, every season has emotional depth. But this season especially, I think they've really tapped into the psychology of these characters. The continent is vast, but these characters have been, it's life or death a lot of the time. I think they've really tapped into consequences have actions. And there's a lot of payoff at the end of this season, well, throughout this season. But I think you really feel the emotional weight of the choices characters make and the life or death situations these characters are in.
What about for your character? Where do we find him? And what's it been like, I guess, having been able to spend so long with one character, find new edges to him, go on a journey?
Where we find him, I'm not going to give that away because it's very hard to say without spoiling it, which I've done before. But it's amazing to see a character through. 7 years I started this. It's crazy to think back 7 years ago. But he's kind of grown with me. I only knew what I knew 7 years ago. I only knew what I knew about Istrid 7 years ago. So we've kind of, I guess, grown up together. It's really nice to have been given the opportunity season after season from Netflix to see this character arc through and to be trusted to give input. They're very much, it's a collaborative process. They really want your input on it. So I think it's been a joy. Honestly, it's been a joy to get that chance to follow a character for seven years. It's been incredible.
And I guess it's quite a bold move to replace your lead character with a different actor. Liam just seems to have knocked it out of the park, though. He's really sort of taken it, the character in his own strides, perhaps brought new edges to it in terms of the humor, maybe, or the emotion. What's it like having him on set?
An incredibly humble, very relaxed, very diligent actor. He brings his own take to a character that, of course, there's going to be noise. There's noise with any character you take, but you don't take on a role like this unless you're ready to deal with the good and the bad. But what he does and what he's done brilliantly is taken the mantle from Henry, who obviously created Geralt, one of the most iconic characters in TV history. But he's put his own spin on it, but he's not lost the essence of Geralt. So I think you'll see a new Geralt, but it's still true to the character. Like, fans are in for a treat.
Obviously, Lawrence Fishburne. I must have watched The Matrix at least 3 times in the cinema. Obviously, he's done loads of other amazing things since, but I mean, what an icon.
What an icon. I think last year we had Kim Bodnia come in and, Pusher, one of my favorite Danish movies, and to get to work with him. And then, Lawrence Fishburne comes in and say, hey, anyone else? Go and bring it on. It's a real treat. Someone I've learned from for many years to get to meet and study. I guess it's all learning. We do a job where it's all documented. But it's all a process. So when I get to learn from someone like Lawrence or Henry or Anya or everybody, I'm always open to learn. It's a joy. It's surreal in a way, but it's a joy. I think you as an actor have to be open and receptive because you can miss something, and it's always something to learn and take from and develop yourself. But no, what a job.
Favorite moment, either on set or off set, on the shooting of this season?
All of it. I'll say all of it.
And why do you think this show has had such longevity? I guess it's that combination of myth and realism, and like any great fantasy show, there's, you're transported, but there's so much that also connects to a contemporary audience.
Yeah, I think there are so many fantasy shows. I think a show for me, for you as well, I think for anybody, what you connect with is the emotional core of a character, right? So it doesn't matter if it's set now, if it's set 1500, if it's mythical, if it's set underwater, it doesn't matter where it is. do you resonate with these characters? Because if you base it on anything else, people will lose interest. You could do a season or two, but if there's not an emotional connection with the characters, then people will switch off. So it's testament to the show. It's testament to Lauren, the showrunner, everybody who's created the show, to keep all these balls in the air and keep it true to the source material, but also the world we're building. That's what people respond to. The wind just picked. I'm about to be blocked. Yeah.
Just very quickly, are you working on anything else alongside this?
Yeah, so I have a production company I set up 5 years ago, Another Method Productions. So I've just written my first feature film. I've got 2 short films I'm currently filming, and I've got 6 other projects I'm working on. So I'm about to lead with my first feature film to direct and star in and produce. So it's very exciting.
We'll have to hear more about that another time, but can you tell us quickly the sort of genre, character,
so
with not giving up too much away?
No, it's called Identify Yourself. It's one of my favorite films, Streetcar Named Desire. It's the reason I started acting, Marlon Brando, Vivian Lee. So it's a modern day Streetcar Named Desire set in a South London council estate. It's about racism within races, so racism within the black community. So it's a real kind of character study of the decisions we make and why we do what we do. And it's about identity and lack of identity. So I think it's, look out for it.
And how does that feel, I guess, to have creative control after you've been in front of the camera for so long?
Feels amazing. Feels amazing. No, it's great, but it comes with its own responsibility. I think you can kind of look at it like, wow, I've got free reign, but also you're the captain of the ship. So you have a lot of responsibility, and I love learning about that. Like I said, I've been doing this show for 7 years. You see people take so much responsibility on this show, and to keep all these balls in the air. So to learn from that and draw on that, I think it's going to set me in good stead.
Were there any directors that you sort of were basing your approach on? Any that you sort of idolized?
Too many to name. I'm pulling from everyone, and I think that's a great thing about creating your own work. It's you pull from different writers, you pull from different creatives, and then you realize you've created your own piece. And there's all these different influences, acting styles, shot lists, directing styles, grading, everything. So it's a great kind of culmination of all these things, and now I get to go out and do my own work. So excited.
Amazing. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Can't wait to also see this next project. Really enjoy tonight. Thank you. Thanks, Royce. Bye.